Hey guys, it's Dan with Dan and Val Ventures, and today I just wanted to put a little post out to you guys to share what I'm making today with kind of some of our last stuff that was still growing in our little garden in the backyard. So I made some chicken tonight in a crock pot. I'll show you guys what that looks like with some fresh rosemary on top from the front bush, and I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes. I'll get those ready. But I'm going to try to tackle pole beans again, and every time I make pole beans, I don't know why, they don't turn out good. You know, in the past I've tried to take out the little spine on the back of them that makes very chewy side of it, I guess. I just can't get them to go right, so I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try, well, I'll tell you guys what it is when I get inside, because I'm pretty stoked for it. I think it's going to be good. But anyway, what I wanted to share with you guys is that, you know, here we are in November, and in Texas, you know, I'm still growing tomatoes. Who'd have thunk? And over my shoulder, you see all my herbs right there. That's pretty cool. Some more herbs down there. So I'm still kind of growing stuff. And the one thing that is dying out, but when me and Val got back from our cruise, we had about half pound to a pound of pole beans that just grew out of nowhere. And I don't know why they did that. If anybody's familiar with pole beans, they grow on a pole. I kind of make my own little thing here, and they go up into my lights and everything else. But what's neat about pole beans is they emit their own nitrogen back into the soil, and that can kind of hurt you, I guess, if you don't have enough irrigation, enough fluid going through the soil and the root system. And again, I know it's out there. You're used to me and Valerie talking about restaurants and good service and hotels and everything else, but this is just a little cool thing. So they emit their own nitrogen back in the soil, so you don't really have to worry about the fertilization process with commercial products if you want to get them. But what I found was when there was a lot of water going through the soil, kind of pushing that back out, that was better. So when we were on our cruise, we had a lot of rain, and I came back and literally this plant was almost dead, and it was growing all the way up the lights and around my railing system and everything else. Long story short, that water, the nice nitrogen filled water, I guess, was enough to kind of flush out the soil system, if you will, and kind of clean it out. And so we had a growth. We had a spurt of these pole beans, which were amazing. So anyway, about 2 weeks ago, I picked them and I threw them in the fridge, because that's just what I do with stuff I pick outside. I throw it in the fridge because we'll eat it soon enough anyway. But I'm going to show you kind of what I'm going to do tonight with a blanching and then what I call deep freezing the vegetable, and then do a little saute thing and see how it tastes. But anyway, just going to share with you guys, you know, here it is, November in Texas, South Texas, man. I'm still enjoying my stuff. Stuff looks kind of rough, but you can see down there, I still got tomato plants growing. If you look that way, I still got peppers and tomatoes. I'm still eating this stuff, man. All right, we'll get to you. All right, so I moved back into the kitchen, and I was going to show you some of the stuff that I got. And I know it's not going to look impressive because it has been sitting in the refrigerator. And even when it came off the vine, it wasn't the greenest, if you will, because there was such a fluctuation in either temperature or water consumption. And when you do that with any vegetables, it's like your tomato plants. When you grow tomato plants, if they don't get a lot of moisture, they grow to a certain size, and then you influx a lot of nutrient and fluid into the soil system. They kind of grow a little bit faster, and you'll get these bounding areas on the tomato, and sometimes they can burst, sometimes they can just not grow at all. And so anyway, but this is kind of what I got. And again, I know they don't look the best, but they're fresh, and there's no pesticides in them, there's no chemicals. I think the most I used was dyed tenacious earth, and that was a very organic product you can get in any nursery, and that was just to keep pests off them. That's a really good product to use. But so they don't look the best, but they're going to taste the best. And so what we'll do is we're going to go through a process of heating them, cooking them, blanching them into a cooling bath and into a saute with garlic and butter. And I'll walk you through that process in a little bit. Okay, so I told you about the whole chicken, and this chicken was given to me and Valerie from Sean and Sharon O'Haver who we love like crazy. And Sean is a big promoter of supporting the local high schools in their FFA programs with the chickens they raise and things like that. So he's been gracious enough in the past to give us a lot of these chickens. And so one of my favorite ways to do them, and you can do them on the grill, you can do them in the oven, roast and all that stuff. I love putting them in a crock pot, and here's why, because I can, and it sounds horrible, I will literally put a couple sticks of butter up inside the chicken as it's in the crock pot for about 4 to 5 hours on medium high for a couple hours. It just, to me, it just does something. It sits in there, it emits into the protein fibers themselves, into the juice and everything else, and it's great. And so you can see, all right, I have that whole chicken in there, and I've got my fresh rosemary on top, and it's, it's just cooking. It's been doing its thing for about 4 hours, and so I think that's going to taste amazing, and it's going to taste good with the garlic that I have on the green beans as well. And then we've got our potatoes. I'll be boiling those in a little bit here and getting them ready. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna see how it tastes. And after we're done preparing it, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's just little nerdy stuff, about growing stuff. If you have questions, you can shoot us an email at danabellventures@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer them or whatever. If you just want to talk about cooking. I love talking about cooking, and so does Valerie. We love stuff outside. It's natural. And so anyway, we're gonna cook this stuff up here in a little bit. See you then. So we've got the red pepper, fresh red pepper, of course, from our garden. I put them in a little mason jar, and they stay nice and good. And then I cut them up a little bit, take the seeds out. I've got my green beans, got my garlic, and I wanted to show you the chicken. I went ahead and pulled it out of the basically the broth, the chicken broth that comes out of it, and I'll save that into a mason jar, and I'll use that as stock or anything else that I want to add some flavor to. But basically, that's what it turns out to look like. It's nice chicken, rosemary sitting right on top. I'm gonna let that sit a little bit. Let the meat basically soak back up the juice and kind of break the protein down a little bit more. It'll taste really, really amazing. I've got the potatoes getting ready to boil. I've got my water back here boiling for the green beans that I will blanch for about 4 to 5 minutes, probably 4 minutes. I'm gonna blanch them, and then the goal is, after I blanch them, is to, after 4 minutes, put them into my little ice bath. So blanching them will kind of help maybe restore some of the color to them. Kind of loosen up the binding in them a little bit, make them tasty, but I don't want to do too long because I want to still keep them crunchy. And what I do with the water bath then, when I put them in the water bath, is that it stops the cooking process. It's like any food you cook, especially like if you've ever cooked a steak and you're cooking your steak and it's kind of pink, and you're like, well, this is great. You take it off the grill, and then by the time you go eat it, you're like, oh, this isn't really pink anymore, because it's still cooking, it's still hot. So that's what we do that for, is we stop the cooking process. Then I'm going to take them, once they're completely cooled down, I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to put them into, I use about a quarter of a stick of non-salted butter. And once that melts down, I'm going to add the garlic slices, thinly sliced garlic. For the amount of green beans I have, I used about 3 cloves of fresh garlic. Then I'll put the green beans in there and just fluff them, stir them for a couple seconds, serve them directly to the plate. So I want to have all the food done and ready to go, and those should come off right away. But today, I'm going to put a little twist on it because we're in Texas and we love spicy things in Texas. I'm going to add that fresh red pepper to it, and I bet it's going to be amazing. I'm also going to try something different this time, and a lot of you have tried that with different recipes, adding a little red wine to the dish, kind of to deal with the acidity of whatever you're eating. I like using the red velvet wines. I kind of like the fruity nature of these blends. This one in particular, the Gato Negro, it's got more of a blueberry, fruity kind of aftertaste. So I'm gonna see how that works. It might not work at all, and it'll probably, maybe a waste of my time, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. I like doing new stuff for you guys. But we'll see how that works out. So anyway, that's kind of the setup I got. I'm gonna get the potatoes ready, let the chicken sit for a bit, and then I'll come back to you guys when I'm going through the process of getting the green beans ready, because I'm stoked about it. I've never done it this way. It just kind of came to my mind, so we're gonna try it out. See you in a minute. Hey guys, so I got the chicken kind of cut. Didn't even have to cut it. Got the potatoes done. And you can see, you can notice in there, I keep the peels on them. I just leave them in there. That's a great source of vitamins and everything. I'm gonna get to my green beans in a second because they gotta be just right. Valerie's on her way home, and so I want to make it perfect. But let me show you the chicken. So you see how the chicken, see how the chicken is? I didn't have to use a knife. I basically took the tongs and I just pulled on stuff. Like, watch this. Look at that. Just comes right out. Look at that. But the best part is that you get nice big pieces of breast meat. Look at this. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful. It's juicy. It's been sitting, taking back up all the juices. This whole back hind right here. Look at that. Whole piece. Look at it, it's gonna fall. Look at that. It just falls apart. Look at that. That's how you want to eat food. That's how you want to eat the proteins, the chickens, the beefs, whatever you eat. Nice and tender, right? So that's going to be amazing. You can put just a little salt and pepper on it. You can put your favorite sauce on it. That's good with a little barbecue sauce. Kind of coats it a little bit. Makes it taste nice and smoky. So anyway, that's the deal. Let's get to doing our green beans. Okay, so I've got the butter getting hot, boiling for my blanching. Got all my vegetables, my pepper, my garlic. Getting ready to do some stuff. Valerie's here. Valerie's here. Who's that girl? Do what? I don't know what she's talking about. Do what? I'm recording a video about what I'm cooking here. So let's get this boiling and we'll do that. We've got the table set here with all our good stuff. And Valerie's home. She was tutoring because she's awesome. Anyway, so we'll blanch these real quick. We're gonna put them in the cold water to stop the process here. So let's do that. So let's get this in here real quick. So they're dumped in there. I know it's not a lot, but we don't need a lot, so it's all good. So anyway, I got my butter going, and we'll let those blanch. So we're gonna put them in the cold water to stop the cooking process, keep them green, and then we'll put them back in the skillet with the butter, the garlic, and the pepper, and we should be good to go. See how they're kind of green a little bit more than they were before, which is kind of cool. So I like that. Except that little wonder about right there. But anyway, so we're doing good. That's good. Just another minute, and we'll pull them off. And so we're back. We've got the probably blanched pretty good. Turn that off, and we're gonna take them. Just gonna put them over here. Drain them real quick. There we go. That's nice. And again, I know it's not a lot, but again, we don't need a lot. Let's just throw the moistures out of them. In there, cool down. Alright. Yep, there you go. Nice and cool, nice and cool. Nice and cool. Get those things. And I can see, if you guys notice from that first picture, look how green they are. Isn't that beautiful? And they're crispy, but it's weird. Crispy is soft, but it's amazing. It's already pretty good to go. So we'll jump to that. Alright, so I'm gonna take them, pull them out of here. Kind of weird, but probably easier than melting all the ice. There we go. Doing good. So we got those done. I'm gonna put them back in this here. I want to get all the moisture out of them because I'm about to put them in hot grease. Okay, so butter's good to go. So let me I'm gonna add the garlic first. There we go. Saute it a little bit. Let's add some pepper. Oh man, that smells freaking crazy good. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. That smells so good. Oh wow, if you could even, I wish you all could smell this. It's amazing. That's amazing. It smells so good. That's crazy good. Fresh garlic. That's fresh garlic. That's good.
Lovely breath.
That's good. Let's put that in there. Just put that down there a little bit. Look how green that looks. They weren't that green when I pulled them out of the refrigerator. You guys saw that because they were a couple weeks old, but you can if you blanch them and then cool them quick, you can get that color back. It's amazing. And taste what they taste like in a minute. Let's do this. Like I told you about the little blueberry aroma here. Oh nice. Look at that. That's it. It only takes about 20 minutes total. 5 minutes to kind of prep and get everything cut up, and the water boiling and the straining and everything else. So we got some green beans there. So anyway, I'm gonna try them with you guys real quick. Let's see here. I got one right here. Let's see what it tastes like. They're crispy, but good flavor. So it didn't seem like they were out very long off the vine, which is amazing. So good stuff. So me and Valerie and Gabby are gonna sit down and enjoy it. And thanks for watching our video, Dan About Ventures. Check us out at Facebook, Twitter. If you got a question, danaboutVentures@gmail.com. And we'll help you out any way we can. If you have suggestions, let us know about it. And so happy cooking. Until next time, we'll see you.